Yay! Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Date with Danette. Thank you so much for those of you that hung on until we got our technical difficulties sorted out. I appreciate you so much. Um, so, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I know it's a Tuesday morning, and I've got my favorite cup of coffee here. I like coffee so much. I mean, it's when I wake up in the morning, I look forward to my cup of coffee. And what I like to do is I like to put a little hot chocolate in it. Yeah, you know, along with my coffee, and it makes it feel extra special. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, if you're joining me, please put comments in the section so I know. Say hi, good morning, so that I know you're there. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and just put hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching the replay. Okay. I always come back and answer questions, and we're going to take a couple of questions this morning for those of you that have questions. So just feel free to interact in the comment section, and I promise we will get to them today. Okay. So today I do these with coffee dates with Danette on Tuesday mornings. Usually it's the first 3 Tuesdays in the month because the last week in the month I usually have as what I like to call a flex week. I got it from a coach. A flex week where you take the last week off to do self-care, take care of yourself, get some things done that you need to get done with your family, and just recoup and revive yourself. And then in the first 3 months, first 3 weeks of the month, then you're revived, ready to go. You can go ham on what it is you want to accomplish in your business. Okay. I love this method of doing business because it's a very feminine, very self-care, way of doing it. And I find that I'm so much more productive during the 3 weeks that I am working. I mean, really going at it. I'm so much more productive when I implemented this process, right? So, if you have your own business, maybe you want to give it a try. If you don't start off with a full week, maybe you start off with 2 days out of the last week where you just rest and recoup and um, give your mind a chance to take a break from all of the things that you do, because when you come back to it, the ideas just start coming, and you know get things done so much faster. All right. So I do these coffee dates every Tuesday morning at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific time. All right. And today we're talking about your relationship with money. Your relationship with money. If money were a person in your life, who would it be? Who would money be? And today we're going to take a look at the characteristics of money, and what you think it, sorry, would you, the characteristics of your money in your life. That's what I want to say. Okay, characteristics of your money in your life, because however you think about money is how it acts in your life. So I want to help you with this today. I want to make sure that you're able to really think about money in the way that think about money in a way that that makes sense. Okay, in a way that's going to make sure it's there for you. All right. Okay. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see who's joining us. Hi, Chanel. Good morning. You're saying I'm a bit low. Okay. Let me speak up a little higher, and you tell me if this is better. I wonder if I could get my earphones. Maybe my earphones would make this a bit better. So just excuse me one moment, and let's see what I can do. All right, let's see if this is better. All right, Chanel, please tell me whether this makes a difference. I hope it makes a difference and you can hear me a bit better. Okay. All right. All right. So I just made some notes here because there's some things I want to make sure I cover with you. We're talking about your relationship with money. If money were a person in your life, who would it be? And when you think about a relationship, of course, you always think about a relationship with human beings, but of course, we can have relationships with other things. We can have relationships with money. We can have a relationship with our cars. We can have a relationship with of course, our pets and whatnot. But when you talk about having a relationship with money, it's a very important thing to look at. And most money experts will give you the nuts and bolts of what to do with your money, how to invest it, how to save it, how to really get the most from the money that you have, which is great. Okay. But before you can do all of that, you need to get a steady flow of money coming into your life. So the reason I have this point of view is because I remember when, as most of you know, I was a Rastafarian for about 11 years. And then I packed up my kids, got my locks, and started my life over as a single mother, 4 kids, no job, no house, no apartment, no money, no car, no education, no nothing, right? And during that time, I was raising my kids on my own. I realized that, I always loved finances. And so I would have all budgets, these budget sheets and templates and stuff I would download from the internet or I would get from financial experts when I went to seminars. And I would always I was making $1,400 a month then as a administrative assistant. Okay. And this is way back in the early 2000s. And I would take the money that I earned, and then I would try to fit it into this budget. And I had so much fun working with the budget, but I found that no matter how much I tried to budget right, you know, if there wasn't enough money to cover everything, there wasn't enough money to cover everything. So it's budgets are good. Okay. I advise budgets. I help my clients to do a budget for themselves if they don't have one, but you have to have money coming in to satisfy the demands of regular living. Okay. And then also to satisfy the demands of the things that you want to do, the things you want to do for your family, the vacations that you want to take, the soccer practices that you want to pay for, the music classes that you want to make sure they get a good, nice, broad, life, exposure to things, those things cost money. All right. So it's good to say on one end, okay, you need a budget and this is how you deal with the money when you get it. That's not the part that I focus on for my ladies. I focus on how do I get more money flowing into my life? Okay. Let's get the money flow working properly. Let's get it flowing into your life. And then we can talk about how we're going to distribute it. Okay. So your relationship with money will determine how it flows and how it acts in your life. All right. So this is how I want you to think about it. If money were a person, who would it be? I want to say, who would it be? What characteristics would you give the money or money in your life? What are the characteristics? Okay. So when I talk with women and when I coach my clients, I find that there are some beliefs about money that they have. And they have these beliefs based on what they heard their parents say when they were little. Okay. They have the beliefs based on what society says about money. And they have the beliefs based on what experiences they've had with money. Those three things. So when you look at all those three things, there are some things that you find yourself saying about money already. Okay. Like some people like to say, man, I broke. Or they like to say, I ain't got no money. Where I can get the money for that? You know I ain't got no money. You think money's grow on trees, eh? Okay. So what is it that you find yourself saying about money? And I just want you to drop a couple of things down in the comment section about what it is that you find yourself saying about money. Okay, so go ahead and do that as I talk, and I'll just continue talking. Okay, so now when you see, and here's the problem: we know that we are sparks of divinity in human suits. Okay, so we're here on the planet. We're here to have dominion. We're here to take charge of of our own lives, okay? And we're here to create out of that life our purpose, all right? Now, we know that in this system of living, money is the currency of being able to accomplish things on the earth. It's the system. Like it or lump it, it's what we are working with. And here's the thing: provision is provision. Okay? God didn't put us here to struggle. Okay? I always, like you always hear me say, look into nature. Everything in nature is abundant. The trees are abundant. The leaves on the trees are abundant. The grass, when it grows, it grows in abundance. The birds in the air are abundant. The fish in the sea are abundant. The water in the ocean, everything is abundant. Nature is naturally abundant, okay? And as the those that have dominion on the planet, our lives also should be abundant. And if it's not abundant, then we're doing something wrong. So let's get to the stuff that we're doing wrong, and we're talking about that today, okay? So let's see. See in the comments. Let's see, what has money been to you? Okay, so if you were to take, and you can do this now, or you can do this when you get off the live stream. If you were to take a pen and paper and write down all of the things that you hear yourself saying about money. What do you hear yourself saying about money? I broke, like I said, I don't have enough. Money don't grow on trees, okay? And when you look at them, you look at what you're actually saying, all right? So here are some things that people often think or say about money that get in the way of what they want to get, or get in the way of them building their business, getting in the way of them making more money on the job, getting in the way of them receiving money into their life, okay? So some of the things are: money is scarce. Some people think money is abundant. Some people say money causes confusion. Money causes confusion. Money is unreliable, okay? Because sometimes I want to do something. Sometimes I want to get help with something, and I can't afford to pay the person to help me in my house. Or I want to get help in my business, and I can't afford to get the person to pay me because money isn't there, okay? Unreliable, never there, okay? Always late, doesn't grow on trees, it's hard to come by. So when you take a look at these things that we think or we say about money, and suppose we were to take that, right, and give money, let's switch out the name money and let's call money Jimmy, okay? Let's say Jimmy is scarce. Jimmy causes confusion. Jimmy is unreliable, okay? Jimmy's never there. What kind of person does that make Jimmy in your life? What kind of person does that make money in your life? You see, our words are coming from what we really think. It's coming from our heart, all right? And if you think that Jimmy is unreliable, never there, scarce, causes confusion, then of course Jimmy's not going to be in your life, because that kind of person you don't keep in your life. If Jimmy was a father or a boyfriend or a friend, okay, what kind of relationship would you have with Jimmy? It would be a pretty bad relationship, okay? How much do we hang out with people? How much do people who we don't have a good relationship with hang out with us? Not very much. Why? Because the relationship isn't there. The relationship isn't there. So if you're saying these things about money, it means that's what you think about money, which means you don't have a very good relationship, which means money's not going to hang around. It's not going to hang around. Okay, so that's the 411. How do we change this? Okay, how do we change this? Okay, but before I get into that, let me just take a look and see what's here in the comments. Hi, yes, Chanel. Okay, good. You can hear me better. Awesome. Hi, Agatha. Agatha, Christy. Oh my gosh, I love this woman. I love this woman. How you doing this morning? Chanel. Chanel says, I used to say money is not there. Things are tough for people, but I stopped. I know money is there, and I need to not use excuses for its flow. Good stuff, Chanel. Good stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, good. So, how do we change this programming? Okay. And I like to have women be compassionate with themselves. And for a number of reasons. One, we we carry the world. We do everything for everybody in our lives. Okay, I think you know what I'm talking about. You're a hard-working woman, and you're there for everybody in your life. When anybody gets sick, we're there. When people need help with something, we're there. And oftentimes we put ourselves last. Okay, we put ourselves last. And here's the thing: a lot of the beliefs we have are from programming. So it's not our fault. It's not even our fault. These are the things we grew up hearing about money. These are the things that we repeated because the people who we loved and respected used to say these things. So we developed the same beliefs. Okay? Thank you for the likes and the hearts. Thank you. It lets me, I love when you do that because it lets me know what's resonating with you. Okay. And then society goes and reinforces these things by telling us about the economy is bad, or people just aren't spending anymore, and all of these external things, all of these external excuses. Chanel, I'm gonna use your word. All of these external excuses for why money doesn't flow into our life. All right. And I like to take ownership of the things that's happening in your life, because when you recognize that you are the creator of your life, now it's a good thing. Even when you look at it and you say, well, gee, I can't believe I created this lack of funds in my life. Why would someone create a lack of funds in their life? Okay, they're doing it unknowingly. But the good thing is, if you created it, it gives you the power to change it. The power to change it. And I'm all about it. I'm all about women being empowered to change their life and blossom their life and grow it into what it is they want. All right. So we've got all this stuff, all this baggage that kind of came with us because we've 7 years up. We can't tell our parents, no, it's not true. All we can do is listen and take in the information, listen. But today, if you've never heard this before, if you have heard it before, I want to encourage you to take ownership of the money in your life. And the way you do that is by taking ownership of your relationship with money. There are a lot of things we can do. The saying is 20% of the things we do actually are the things that get us to our goal. The other 80% is wasted energy. Okay? So 20% of the effort gets us to our goal. Not the whole 100%. 20% of the 100% of stuff that you're doing is getting you to where you want to go. So the 20% of money breakthroughs is your relationship. Okay? So here's what you want to do. And this is very simple, but it's not easy. Moving forward for the rest of the week, I would like you to take note of what you say about money, what you think about money. And here's how to do this. Every time a situation around money comes up, say you want to pay for lunch, okay? In very simple, everyday ways, you can manage this. You want to pay for lunch, or you want to put gas in your car, or a family member asks you for money, or the BPL bill comes out, or the cable bill comes out, okay? Or the bank calls for some reason, okay? I want you to do what you would normally do, but in your natural reaction, I want you to take note of your reaction. Okay? Take note of your reaction. So if a creditor calls or you get an email or you see the BPL bill and you think, where can I find the money for this bill now? Take note of it. Write it down. If you walk into your parents' home and your brother is there and then he asks you for a couple dollars, okay, I want you to take note of the thought that goes through your head. Write it down, okay? And if you continue to do this throughout the rest of this week, you will really get a good picture of your relationship with money, because you will have written down in black and white exactly what your thoughts are about money. You'll be able to see it, okay? Once you see that now, I want you to take the time to flip it around. So if you have the thought that money is scarce, as soon as that thought comes, you write that down. I want you to now replace it with a more powerful thought, which is money is always there when I need it. Or my life will be abundant. My life will be abundant, okay? So maybe you can't say my life is abundant, because saying my life is abundant creates resistance because you feel like it's not abundant. But you can say my life will be abundant, or money will be available whenever I need it, okay? So I want you to go ahead and start to switch out some of the things that you would have said about money, that you would have written down, the things that you would have thought, and switch it out for a positive, more powerful thought. All right. And as you do that, I want you to write those down on the other side of the paper. Okay. So what that's going to do? One, it's going to bring awareness of your current relationship with money. And two, it's going to give you the opportunity to begin shifting that now into a more positive relationship. All right. Now, here's another thing I'd like to ask you to do. And you can just think about this. What are the characteristics of someone that is always in your life? What are the characteristics of your best friend? What makes them your best buddy? What makes them your best friend? Okay. Is she reliable? Is she funny? Does she give you relief when you're going through a hard time? What are the characteristics of your best friend or your best buddy? Okay. And I want you to take some time, think about that. Think about that. Because like I said, if you have a good relationship with money, money will always be around. If you have a negative or poor relationship with money, then money is going to not be around. Okay. It's the relationship rule. It's the relationship rule. So, any comments, questions, please drop them in the comments below. Even after we get off the live stream, I'll be going back in throughout the day and answering your questions for you, okay? I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you're encouraged moving forward for the rest of the week and moving forward to really think about money in a different way and take steps to start to build a more positive relationship with it so that it'll always be around. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. Bye, Chanel. Bye, Agatha. Bye, Zizi. Hi, Zizi. I see you there. Thanks for joining us. Okay. And I will see you next week at 8:30 a.m. for another coffee date with Danette. All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.